Call the meeting to order. Welcome you all and ask you to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Shirley, would you take roll call, please?
Mayor Cameron.
Here.
Larry Lambert.
Here.
Mike Connell. Bob Porter.
Here.
Nick Galvin. Here. Kamal Ghazi.
Here.
Beagle.
Here.
Mike Singleton.
And Mike's excused, he did let me know ahead of time. Looking for approval of our agenda.
I move that we adopt the agenda as printed.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Mindy. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Looking for approval of the council meeting minutes from June 18th.
I move that we suspend the rules, waive the reading, and approve the minutes from June 18th regular meeting.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Larry. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. We don't have, would we call the robotics pre-approved since they called ahead?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, we will call our robotics visitors a pre-approved presentation. So I'm going to ask you to step up to the podium, introduce yourselves, and tell us the purpose for which you have come to see us.
Okay, so,
Your name is,
my name is Kaylee Myers.
and yours is,
Landon Cooper.
and yours is.
Elena Cooper.
Nice to meet you all. Welcome. Go ahead.
So as you know, we have a food bank for Perry, but they don't get a lot of fresh food as I feel like we should be getting. So I am proposing that we use some of the space next to the police department's garage as a community garden. It would allow the community to use more healthy choices for dinner options or just as a snacks. And it will allow the food bank to have more abundance of food. There's two ways we could go with this, go about like building it. We have thought of one, building a greenhouse if we can get a grant for it, and then we could produce food all year round for the food bank and the community. Or we can just go straight into the ground and put up some fences. But that would be totally up to you guys and how you guys want to go about this. It would also be if you guys allow us to use that space too, or any other space around town hall. If you have any questions?
Is that about it?
There's more, but if you have questions.
Okay, council, do you have questions for this robotics team presentation?
How big of a space are you thinking?
If, honestly, I have not checked out the space yet because I didn't want to look like a creep just going around measuring things. But if you could give us a good amount of that space just to make at least a start of it and then prove that we are going to take care of it and manage it and it's actually a good impact and you guys would be willing to give us more, that would be fantastic. So, whatever.
And who's going to maintain it? So till it, seed it, weed
We
it,
would be doing all of that. We would have
the
our-
robotics
Yes.
program, team or whatever?
Yes, the whole robotics program and team. We also plan on bringing in some of the other school groups, like NHS or FFA. They need certain points for community service, so if they'd be willing to, they can help. And that would be one of the ways, but robotics would be mainly supervising and managing and planting everything.
Any other council members have questions?
Did you look at other potential locations within the city? And why would you select this one over, some property on the school premises or other locations? Obviously, it's the city property as well, so.
Yeah, so I have looked around the school and stuff. I do plan on seeing if we can produce a few for the school. So we can have some for the school and kids can bring home like fresh veggies and fruits for snacks and whatever, or the school can use it if that's available for them. but I thought about this one first, so we can start with the food bank and then go to the schools.
Okay, because of its proximity to the food bank is why you'd like to do it here.
Yes.
How much is that grant that you said?
It depends on what we go with and get approved for. I'm hoping to go for at least a few thousand, so we can get a good, decent greenhouse for it. But it just depends on what we're approved for, and we can go for multiple grants too.
When would you plan to start this?
Whenever you give us permission to start actually working or permission to use land. So if you guys did it like before the summer, before when school starts, we can start right on then. It just depends if we get permission to do it.
Is there going to be adults supervising you?
Yes, one of our mentors, like, nice mentor right there, or we have, how many, 5 more mentors?
There's several mentors.
Yeah, we have several mentors that would be able to. Our probably main one would be Mr. Cole. He is our head coach and mentor of robotics.
And will the food bank be able to take these produce that you are producing?
Yeah, they would be allowed to take anything, whatever they need, or how much as they want, whenever they need to. And it would be available, open to the public too.
Have you talked to
Clarify
the
that
food
question for
So
her.
we have talked to them, I talked to them, not yet.
Tuesday?
Yes, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
6:30,
Okay.
yeah, it's Tuesday. And she thought, the food bank manager thought it was a fantastic idea.
So they would be allowed to use it? even-
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
And then if they had stuff that they wanted to plant, they would be allowed to plant whatever too.
I don't want to discourage you, so please don't take this the wrong way. But the city has had experience with community gardens in the past, and it didn't go well. I talked with our DPW superintendent, John Sauter, who's here tonight. John, do you want to speak to the issues we had before so they would know what pitfalls to avoid, or do you want me to?
Yeah, if you would like to.
Okay. John and I talked about this, Shirley was in on the conversation too. In the past, there was a large area that was on city property. It was tilled up by the DPW. It was planted then by the group of people who were doing it. But then when it was not being used anymore, it became overgrown, they didn't clean it up. The city had to have the DPW, who are employees, take their time to restore the whole area. They were left with a whole huge mess because they had used pallets for something, and they had mulch and they had dirt, and they didn't clean any of that up. The DPW had a lot of work and a lot of cost into getting that cleaned up to restore it so it could be back to city use again. So we would definitely want to avoid that, and I don't want to make it sound like we can't do this without a contract, but we can't do this without a contract.
I figured.
We'd have to have something in writing, your proposal, the specific size, the date you'd want to start, what you would expect the city to do, because I'm hoping you wouldn't expect the city to do any of it. But what you would be responsible for, so we'd like to see something in writing, and then the council can discuss it again. But personally, and I don't get a vote, so understand that, I'd rather see you at the school. I'd rather see it right up there. The food bank people drive to the grocery store all the time. They can drive to the school to pick up produce. But that would be up to council to decide. But if you can put all that together in writing for us, maybe a little drawing of what your thoughts are, maybe even a picture from a catalog or something of the building that you're thinking of doing. The more information, the better. Council, do you think, do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, so if you could do that, and then get it to Shirley at City Hall, then she'll put it back on the agenda for us to discuss. Council, any other questions or
Is there a
thoughts?
water source anywhere around here?
There's,
There-
That,
not on that side of the drive.
So that'd be a problem too.
Yeah.
that was also another thing I was gonna see if we could request, like a paper or something with water sources so we can figure out a route to that specific area, if that was the area you guys allowed us to work on.
Yeah, well, like John just said, there's not a water source on that side of the driveway, so I don't know.
I love your idea. I think it is a fantastic idea. And I think what you should do is truly take the mayor's recommendation, write up something that would highlight 1, 2, 3, 4, you are going to be doing this, we are going to be doing that, bring it in here so it'll be official and we'd have a conversation about it. That would be the best approach.
Okay, do you guys just, I can just bring it in to Shirley and then she'll give it to you guys and then would you like this at the next
Yes.
meeting?
Well, it depends on when you get it here, but yeah.
Okay.
The big question is gonna, part of it will be concerned about water source.
Yeah, so that was the main reason I was
So,
worried about.
let's just say we did agree to do this and used the city water source to water the garden. The city by ordinance can't give away water.
Mhm.
So somebody would have to pay for that. So would it be the city donating water for the garden? I mean, that has to go into the thought process too, council, just so you're thinking about that.
Or if that grant would be able to pay for us to give you water, I think that might be an option. And I could be speaking without much information, but I would chase that grant, and I think you might be better off having actual funding behind what you were talking about.
Okay. Yeah, then we'll work on that and we'll get back to you guys.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much for listening.
Thank you for being community-minded and generous with your time. That's very good of you to do. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having us here.
Is there anyone here for public comment tonight? Seeing none, we'll move into communications. Shirley?
The only communication I had was a flyer that I sent, or that was dropped off at our office from the Saginaw Shiawassee Habitat for Humanity, Shiawassee County Home Repair Program. So it's a repair program for any income-based program. So you could call City Hall and we can give you the information for to get in touch with these people, the Habitat for Humanity, or we have these flyers in City Hall. I think there's a website probably that you could go to too. So, or some emails in there. So that's the only thing that I have.
Is that it? Goodness, that was quick. Coming now to our department head reports. John?
So we finished up the paving was done on North Madison between Polly and Horace, and North Watkins between Britton Road and Keeney. We've edged that, so that's complete. The other project on the north side of town, the alley that was paved, I think that worked out pretty good. I haven't heard anything, so. We've started edging sidewalks, just like down Lamb Street, some on 52. The heat's kind of getting us, but we do have, I believe, 5 houses in various stages of build right now. So we've installed water, stuff like that, and sewer connections on some of them, which is good. I think there's more coming. I don't know how many more this summer, but a fair amount, mostly in Perry Lakes.
I think we just got 2 more this week.
So, that's kind of, other than day-to-day operations, hopefully it rains sometime soon, water consumption's up. quite a bit, but unless anybody has anything, that's all I have.
John, just tell council what you did to help relieve the crew because of the heat, the time change you made.
Oh, we come in at 6 in the morning and started. We were aware of the noise ordinance, so we didn't start banging around, you know, too early to disrupt anything, just trying to get a few things done this week.
Yes, very good. Glad you did that.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Megan?
Hello. Taxes were mailed to all property owners. They were at the post office Tuesday. I know people have already started receiving them because I've gotten a couple payments already. So those are out. They are due here at City Hall September 30th. You can continue to pay them here until the first day of March, but there is a penalty after the 30th. Other than that, I'm starting to close out June. This is the end of our fiscal year, so there's a lot of year-end wrap-up to be done. I started making some month-end entries, and you all know my favorite topic. So I pulled some historical reports, and I had a goal to meet $125,000 in interest this year. I did not make it. We're at $123,387.
Oh, that's close.
It is a 4,000% increase from the year I started, so I'm pretty proud of that.
That's your command.
A good use of money that's in fund balance that was sitting stagnant before is now earning money for the city so we can do more improvements at a later date. Parks Committee, we have our 4th annual Summer Fun Night coming up. That's 2 weeks from yesterday, so July 15th. We had about 12, 13 groups join us last year. I have 21 groups joining us this year.
Great.
So it should be a fun packed night. Magician, foam pit, fire trucks coming back, face painting, balloon animals, ice cream, you name it, you're probably gonna find it. Soccer sign-ups, like everybody is just climbing on and I love it. We'll have a coffee truck. They also do what they call dirty sodas and taco truck. And those are my
Did you
highlights.
want to talk about the newsletter at all that
Oh.
went in?
Yeah, so there's also the summer newsletter is available. It was included with every tax bill, and I'll post it on the website as well, just some annual reminders of yard waste and the upcoming events. And the Habitat for Humanity thing, they reached out to us a couple weeks ago. They're looking for 30 to 40 properties in Perry, city of Perry, outskirts of Perry, to take advantage of this program. So I would encourage anyone that has any home improvement needs that are energy efficient minded to reach out, give us a call, we can give you contact information. They do say it's income based, they don't state what those income requirements are, but it would never hurt to ask.
Any questions for Megan?
When you say home improvement, home repair, does that mean like if someone's furnace is out, they can call?
I believe, the way I read it, I understood so, yes. Furnaces, water heaters, air conditioners, I don't remember if roof repair was one of them.
Water heater? It is income based, so.
Yeah.
we
And
don't
up
know
to
what that is.
$10,000, so $9,999.
You have to fill out an application to find that out.
They have a few other programs. They have a veteran program. They were in town not long ago, also leaving flyers, the library. So I know they made their rounds promoting it themselves as well. They're going to try and be at Summer Fun Night. I think they had a conflict.
Very good, thank you, Megan. Chief Box is excused on vacation. And the only thing that I have, I just want to, in regard to the upcoming election, not the primary, because things are all set for that, the ballots went out, right? Yep.
You skipped me, but yes.
But in regard to the election in November, there will be 3 open council seats available for people to run for. So far, there's only one candidate who has registered for the ballot. The other seats, the open seats, will either need to be filled by people who are qualified write-in candidates, or if they're still open after the election, then the mayor will appoint people those appointments will then have to go to the county commissioners for approval, because there will not be a quorum here. So Shirley has put on our website the information about how to become a write-in candidate and what you have to do to file a declaration of intent and what that process all means. So if you're interested in running for the mayor seat or for the one of the 3 open council seats, please see the website or call and talk with Shirley at City Hall. And that's all that I have. We have committee report from the Personnel Committee.
Yes, personnel met, on the 25th, concerning, what we charge for permits. It was brought to our attention by Rob Kehoe, our, our
Fees.
Building
yeah, building inspector,
Oh.
that our fees are, about the same as the surrounding communities, but that our zoning administrator should be getting more. So committee did not want to increase the permit fees. So instead, we opted to take the portion that the city was getting and lower that, because most of what they get is simply for copies, mailings, very minimal. So they will start getting $5 for each permit, and then zoning administrator will receive the difference. And it varies based on what permit you're getting. And then, if Mr. Kehoe or our zoning ordinance enforcement officer, if they are brought into the picture, our zoning administrator will then share a portion with them based on what they all feel is fair. And you did receive an addendum in your packet telling one thing was omitted from the minutes, and that is that this change in pay is going to be retroactive from when the zoning administrator started April 17th. Oh, the zoning administrator is also going to receive $30 for each planning commission meeting that they attend. That's what planning commission members get. And we thought it was fair that they should receive this as well. So that is going to come to you in a few minutes for your approval or disapproval.
So that's the presentation of the Personnel Committee minutes. As Mindy said, we'll be discussing that further into our new business in the agenda. Moving on then, any other committee reports? None? We'll move into a presentation and approval of the bills.
I move that we approve the bills as presented and payment be authorized.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Christian. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. We have no old business. So moving into new business, we'll bring DPW Superintendent John Souter back to the podium.
First thing, items 5 and 6, we're not ready to move forward with those, so I'm we're gonna remove those tonight. So the first thing is the furnace repair quotes. We already did the second floor over, gosh, I don't remember when we did it.
December.
Yeah, and then they finished the AC this spring. So, so we have one quote for $24,580. And I think when we were in the budget meeting, we had told council that they kept their same quotes when I quoted the whole building roughly a year ago, I think, if I remember right. So we have 3 quotes in here. This floor, heating and air. 3rd floor, heating and air. And the library, heating and air. And these are based on, the reason we're doing this is based on the building asset management that was compiled, I guess that was a little over a year ago, from OHM Associates that, so we're trying to move forward, fix some of this stuff that's, the library I think is 25 on one and 15 on the other part. And this building is, the existing stuff is the original from the build in 97,
Yeah, 97.
so.
You all have copies of those quotes for those 3 locations. Do you have questions for John?
Now, this is the same company that did the second floor, correct?
Yes, yep, we're keeping it all, everything will be the same,
And this is the same of what was approved in the budget, correct?
these amounts,
Same amounts.
same amounts.
Perfect.
I move that we approve the quote from Daily Heating for the replacement of furnace air conditioning units located in the 1st floor of City Hall for the amount not to exceed $24,580. The replacement of the furnace/air conditioner unit located on the 3rd floor of City Hall on the amount not to exceed $25,325. And the replacement of the furnace and air conditioning unit located at the library for an amount not to exceed $10,490. We authorize John Sauter, DPW Superintendent, to sign the quote and schedule the work.
Second.
We have a motion from Larry, seconded by Kamal. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Okay, John, next.
Okay, the next one is for a mower quote that I got here locally from Michigan Iron and Equipment. I did do one other quote with another company. So I went back, this was pre-budget or budget stuff, went back, freshened them up. Our local company come in under, there was an additional $1,000 discount because I was gonna go with the other quote. So this one is,
Bob's applauding.
I know how to play that game. Thank you for doing that. I do the same thing. Well, so-and-so will give me this, but what are you gonna do for me?
so, they are a local company here in Morris, out on Rose Boulevard. We have bought one other mower from them. I think it was in 2014,
Okay.
another Ferris. So,
Are you replacing the one we already have, or just adding to the fleet?
right now, it's an addition. Is it 100% necessary? Our Lagoon hillside mower is that Dewey's. I don't know that I can afford to replace that at 70, 80,000. So the other one, it'll kind of pinch hit if I can't keep that going.
Is that a slope machine?
Yes.
For
Yep,
speed?
it's center drive, the deck angles and
Okay.
V's, and
Okay.
it's been around since 97. So it's,
Will this, if that one
we won't be able to mow the
goes out of
steepest
service,
stuff.
will you be able to use it the same way?
We'll take the other Ferris and use it out there.
Okay.
Because
It'll
it's
be
a
sufficient.
72 inch, the other Ferris. This is a 60.
This one's, the new one's a 60?
Once we step up into the 72s, the price is,
Yeah, everything is
it's
ridiculous.
getting, and the 60s are handy around most of the buildings and everything, so. So I'm not, at this point, I'm not getting rid of anything. For me, it's a price point at this price rather than 70 or 80,000 to replace that other one.
As long as you're confident that the one we have will, if that one dies, it'll do what that one's designed to do, or at
It'll
least
do-
a sufficient amount.
It'll do most of the work. Some of the steepest stuff is probably just gonna get growed up and.
Let it grow. Okay.
Any other questions for John about the mower? Discussion, council?
And the price is on the page 2.
Yeah.
I did put, there's money in the budget for this. I earmarked 14,000 in the budget when we put the budget together.
I move that we approve the quote from Michigan Iron and Equipment for the purchase of a new Ferris commercial lower ISX 2200Z for the amount of $11,925. We authorize John Seller, DPW superintendent, to move forward with the purchase.
Second.
We have a motion from Larry, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you. Moving on then to number 3.
Okay, IGA lift station. We have some random alarms that go off in it occasionally, and we've narrowed it down to these, and I just wanted to put it together and replace them at one time instead of paying the service call. We just call it once and order the parts and fix them both. So this is down IGA, is the corner of Rolfe and Main Street. That station takes everything from the northeast corner, parts of the northwest corner, all of Lansing Road, and another station ends up pumping to that, and then it ends up pumping it to the main lift station. So it is crucial for the operation. Some of the pumps have been replaced, volutes, different things like that. This is just a component that it's electrical, and over time they start having certain issues.
I seem to recall that you've had to do quite a few things to this lift station, or pay more attention to it, if you will. Do you think this repair will alleviate that some?
Until it gets a complete, like, panel overhaul and
Okay.
different things like that.
All right.
I mean, we've replaced a whole bunch of most of the components now in the panel over the last 8 years have been swapped out.
Yeah,
So that, if I remember right, that station was redone in either 98 or 2000. So most of that stuff had lasted 20 plus years.
yeah.
So,
And this is already in the budget, correct?
yes, yep. That's why everything is coming up. I'm trying to just get on schedule and put this stuff in
Yeah.
and get it rolling before the year gets away from me, because we're halfway
Council,
there.
do you have any other questions for John regarding the lift station at the IGA?
I move that we approve the quote from T.H. Eifert to make the repairs to the IGA lift station for an amount not to exceed $4,230. We authorize John Souder, DPW superintendent, to sign the quote and schedule the work.
Second.
Uh,
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Bob.
Is the amount?
It says
Is that-
4,230.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong numbers.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, if we can get that one done for that, that'd be great.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was looking at my next one.
Yeah, you're gonna make sense. It's not that we did
Ask
that.
him if we can do that. Special rate.
My bad. I apologize.
So we're good the way it was read, Kamal, yes? So we have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Number 4.
No,
Okay.
that's what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I was getting ahead of myself and listening, and I do apologize for interrupting.
That's okay.
So the next one is Perry Lakes Lift Station. This is also, I've had other quotes done, different material. This is the best option that I feel for what we're doing. The other was more switching from ductile iron to plastic. I don't really like doing that. It already, what the problem is at that station, so this is all the original stuff. The pumps have been swapped out. The station was built and the pumps are positioned in such a way that I have all the material dumping on top of one, and we're getting flushable wipes and things that won't run through the pumps easily. So I'm in this, the issue's been ongoing. I've quoted this years ago, and I just didn't do it because of cost. And so it has newer pumps in it, so option 1 I'm not putting in. The pumps are like 6.5, 7 years old currently. We did them within months of each other. These particular Homa pumps are in the vast majority of our lift stations now, whether it be submersible or wet well type, or dry can, that I can go in and see them. And these Homas have been lasting anywhere from 15 to 20 plus years. The main lift station has them, and they've been in service since 2002, I think. So, anyway, so what I'm gonna do is, this station's gonna kind of get an overhauling out here. The pumps are gonna get moved out of the way, repositioned with new bases so that I don't have as much pluggage as what we're trying to go for when it's done.
Didn't we do something last fall on that station, or maybe you just had to investigate? I remember something coming in front of us about it.
About 4 years ago, maybe 5, I don't remember.
Maybe it was that long ago. I'm glad you had fun.
So we did a bunch of work at KDR by the apartments in between Cafe back in there. A similar circumstance, we got new pumps, bases, and piping.
And that's what I remember. I remember something
Yeah, it was-
over that way.
That one was that one off of Britton Road, and this one is out here in Perry Lakes. You know, now that the subdivision is getting fuller, I mean, it's, you know, in another couple of years, I anticipate it being completely full, but I'm kind of trying to stay ahead of that by doing this and update it. Hopefully, everything's good for another 20-ish, you know. I can't guarantee anything, but that's how asset management kind of works. You don't want to run to complete exhaustion and then have a emergency this come before you, or something like this. That's what I'm trying to avoid.
So if I understand correctly, you're not going to do option 1?
Correct. We're not putting in the new Homa pumps at this time.
Okay.
That would be an easy swap out. There's 2 pumps in every station, so,
Okay.
you know, I have means to pump if both of them were to go down, but,
Mhm.
and I hope that nothing like that happens, but anything can happen. And
And you said those aren't that old that are in there right now?
right, they're, I think, I looked them up, they're we did one in the fall of 2018, like October, and one was like 3 months before that. So I'm fairly confident being around them for quite a while, that they have quite a bit of useful life left than to pull them out
Yeah.
and just abandon them.
So the total of 42,160 is what we're looking at, and so
Yep.
that's the time and material estimated price of 23,690 plus the
Yep.
option 2 additional price of 18,470.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I move that we approve the quote from P.H. Eifert to make the repairs to the Ferry Lakes Lift Station, item 1, scope of work, and item 3, option 2, for an amount not to exceed $42,160. We authorize John Sauer, DPW Superintendent, to sign the quote and schedule the work.
Second.
We have a motion from Larry, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
I,
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. And we are going to remove 5 and 6 from the agenda tonight. And John, you might want to stay for this next, number 7, regarding the engineer of record from OHM. We did get a proposal from OHM, and then Shirley had the city attorney review it, and he found some things that he suggested be changed. Shirley sent it back to them, they made the changes and sent it back, and that's what you have in front of you, council, dated June 17th of 2026.
And Justin said that it was acceptable.
And Justin said that
It was acceptable.
it was
Yep,
acceptable with
yep.
the changes
The
they
changes
made.
that
So
they made.
John has seen all the changes. And Justin has seen them in his,
Yep, he said yes. Yep.
John, can you give us any information about OHM? Are you comfortable with them?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
they do a good job?
You know, we've got a real good working relationship. Prior to them, LAN was our engineer of record, and then, well, not exactly engineer of record, but we sent all of our stuff through them. We had an as-needed type of basis for like site plans and different things like that would come about. And then I believe maybe 2 years ago, C280, we had to have them on listed for something. And that, I don't remember exactly.
Had to do with the tornadoes.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Right.
So OHM, we got a good working relationship with them. I've worked with a number of their employees besides Nolan, or engineers and staff in various capacities. So, and they a lot of them, there's been at least a half a dozen on site, like physically here in Perry, for different things. And I keep meeting more of these people at various meetings that I've been attended.
I recall that somebody at the state level replied to an email indicating that the report that they got from OHM for something to do with our water, that was the most expansive and detailed report they'd seen in a long time.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was the asset management or the capital improvement plan,
Yeah.
one of those, and how it was set up. And so we submitted it to them for that.
OHM is the company that has been doing our asset evaluation and helping to look at our water usage, our water potential, and so on. They've been out here and working with the DPW, with our treasurer, with Shirley, gosh, for over a year now. So it's that same company. Any questions for John or any questions for Shirley or Megan about OHM?
I can just read you Justin's email. It says, Shirley, the OHM revised proposal appears to have addressed the issues I raised and seems appropriate if the city wants to use their services.
Thank you. Any discussion, council, on this?
What is the term of this? Because I'm a little confused. So 6,000, not 36,000. And then it says something about 60,000. So what is that?
Well, those would be for services if they're,
Needed.
yeah, if they're needed,
Okay.
but the term of the agreement will remain in place until December 31st, 2026, unless earlier terminated or extended by the parties in writing.
Because then we'll just have to pick it back up for next year and either redo it or
Right.
extend it or whatever. Okay.
Right. When we do apply, correct me if I'm wrong, Megan, but when we do apply for some grants, sometimes we have to indicate who our engineer of record is. So it's more of a paper thing. We don't pay OHM to be our engineer of record. We only pay
We're just
them
saying you're gonna
if
add
they
that-
do
If they
something.
do something, then we, all right.
Yeah.
If that's what that fee schedule on the back.
Yes, right.
Yeah, they're not being paid like,
Right.
It's not a contract that they're gonna,
they're not just
Yeah.
getting paid whether we call them or not. They're getting paid when we have
As needed.
specific needs for them to
do something.
do something for, on behalf of the city.
Okay.
Yeah, and that would come back before council, just like
Anything else.
anything else, yeah.
This is just formalizing a relationship, really.
Correct. Thank you, Gary.
And there's, there's water grants, I think, state revolving fund, some of that stuff on water and sewer. When, I'm not saying that every one of them, but some of them want to see an engineer of record on file for you. And it helps because they know that you're not just kind of just out
Winging
there.
it.
Yeah.
OHM is also, just to remind you, the company that did write our grant for the water line improvement, Keeney Street,
Mhm.
and submitted that. And they also wrote the grant for the street lighting along Lansing Road and M52, both at no cost. Not the future ones, I'm sure won't be reused, but because they had just been out here, they had gathered information, they had it all current in their computers, they said, this will be easy for us to do, so we won't charge you. So I think they're good to work with.
Mhm.
I move that we approve the proposal submitted by OHM to serve as the city's engineer of record and authorize the city clerk and DPW superintendent to execute the professional services agreement for engineering services. It is further moved to authorize the city clerk and DPW superintendent to approve any extensions as needed.
Second. We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Kristen. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Keep cool. Okay, next is number 8, the zoning administrator wage. Mindy read the minutes from the meeting of the Personnel Committee that met June 25th. Their recommendations were made, and that's what we're looking at tonight. We, as you all know, changed the zoning administrator position. And Shirley, the city clerk, Shirley Smith, is now the zoning administrator. She has quite an extensive background in construction and has assisted the previous zoning administrator quite a bit with what was being done for years and years. So she has accepted that position, and that was approved by council back in
April 17th.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So the pay scale, though, was 40 years old. And so after discussion with personnel, the recommendations that Mindy read have been made for the wages for the zoning administrator. Any discussion or questions about that? Kamal is also on the personnel committee, Mindy, Mike, chairman, but he's not here. I was there, so if you have questions, we would do our best to answer them.
I move that we accept and approve the personnel committee's recommendations to amend the wage for the zoning administrator to the following. 1, city shall retain $5 from each permit process, with the remaining permit fee going to the zoning administrator as wages. The zoning administrator shall, compensate the building inspector and/or OEO a minimum of $10 for consultation. This shall be worked out between parties. 3, the zoning administrator shall receive $30 for each planning commission meeting attended. This shall take effect retroactively to April 16, 2026.
17.
It's supposed to be April 17th.
Oh, this is
I
16,
did
so all right.
this before I got this, so sorry. I forgot.
April 17,
Yeah.
2026.
I was gonna pencil right that in for you guys.
Second.
We have a motion from Bob with a revised date to the 17th, seconded by Kamal. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Shirley, would you let the zoning administrator know? Remote access proposal for the Veterans Park. That is number 9. And here's Megan to talk to us about that.
So this is more budgeted plan, we talked about this when we did the budget. This quote is a couple $100 higher than what I was quoted, but I budgeted $8,500 in this year's budget, so it still is under budget. We didn't go out for multiple bids because it's the same company that services the remote access here in the building, so it makes sense to stick with the same provider. They're just building on the system that exists. When the pavilion was built, it was pre-wired. They're going to use as much of that as they can. They will have to change out like door strikers and handles, I believe. But yeah, so this will allow us to give more access to the bathrooms at the pavilion. Right now, they're only open 8 to 4 Monday through Friday, unless you're running the pavilion, you get a key. So in the evenings, when people are visiting the playground, having a picnic, they don't have access to the bathrooms. It's definitely something we're gonna have to monitor for misuse, as with anything, but we're hopeful that giving more allowed access to the bathrooms will improve the situation.
Where's the unified building-to-building bridge coming from and going to?
So I believe they're gonna put a box in like the utility room or on the outside of the building, and it's gonna connect to some of the wireless Wi-Fi stuff that is in.
That's in there, so it'll reach that far?
Yep.
What happens when a train goes by? I mean,
Shouldn't be anything, it's just right next door.
you never know, I mean,
Yeah, no.
sorry, that's the way my mind works, right? You know, the
Right,
train's there,
right.
it's stuck, and then somebody's stuck in the bathroom or can't get it, what, you know,
Yeah,
so.
no, you'll always be able to get out of the bathroom, you just might not be able to get in the bathroom.
But it shouldn't interfere with the
No.
thing.
No, and we did price the same thing out at Jubilee Park when I did the grant earlier this year, but that would need all new doors, all new frames, all new, and that was like 15 to 18,000. So we'll keep looking for more grant opportunities to do park improvement at Jubilee. I know it is always a concern that we haven't put any focus into Jubilee, but it's going to be a very large scale improvement that needs to happen, and we just have to keep building funds and looking for bigger grants because I think spending a little bit would be a disservice to using the dollars right now.
Megan, where does this amount come out of?
It comes out of the park fund, I'm sorry, the park department within the general fund,
Okay, thank you,
101751.
thank you.
And the annual maintenance subscription, I think it's about $250 annually. I think we pay about $1,500 right now annually to SA Morgan, so it's just gonna increase that annual commitment a little bit. Their customer service is great. I've talked to them recently about some questions. We have apps on our phone that if anyone ever has like, oh my gosh, this isn't working, like I can unlock the bathrooms, I can unlock City Hall from my phone. A couple of us have the ability emergency, it's not a go-to.
So there you go, if the train goes by and it won't
I
work.
was thinking, in my mind, I was thinking Jubilee. Even though I read veterans, I was thinking that one over there.
Yeah. Any further questions for Megan, council, any more discussion regarding this matter?
I move that we approve the quote from S.E. Mormon for remote access at the Veteran Pavilion for the amount of $8,278.21. We also approve the single reader license fee of $251.58 per year, which will roll into the remote access license invoice for the city hall building. We authorize Megan Galbraith, park administrator treasurer, to sign the contract and schedule the work. I'm sorry if I mess up your name again.
Okay. Thank you.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Larry. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you, Megan. Any other business to come before council? I do have one thing. I got this in the mail from a company that wants to talk to us about our cell tower.
Once again,
But I did not call them. I would like to know what council's pleasure is regarding this piece of communication. What do you want me to do with this?
I would say, if it's up to me, I would say disregard it, because I don't know if at that moment, I personally, my vote personally, would be willing to commit to selling the building. I don't know if I'm on board with that.
The cell tower.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's something.
Others, what's your pleasure?
I think we beat that person up.
Yeah, unless they're starting out at 7 figures, you know.
The only way I'll know is if I
Just to call them and
get
then
into
start,
this and then-
you start the whole, we
Oh, yeah, I
already
get
did
what you're
this
saying.
twice,
Right. I
It
get
was
what you're
very
saying.
recent.
They just want a few minutes of our time and to
Absolutely.
discuss this.
Yeah.
We appreciate the offer.
But,
I pass.
all right. I'm good with that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other council discussion, observations?
Yes, I have something.
Yes.
I noticed that business at 52 and Bath Road that burned, the Williams business, that is open again.
Oh, it is? I
The,
hadn't noticed.
yeah,
The board is
plywood
off the
door is
window.
off, yeah. So anybody can go in that building. Which is a hazard, obviously, so,
Okay, no problem.
Okay, Shirley will call them, she says.
thank you.
Oh, you have something, because you skipped my report.
I did? Oh,
That's
Shirley,
okay.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
So
Yeah.
I just want to say that I got all my absent voter ballots out on Monday. The primary election will be August 4th. The polls open at 8 a.m. And I am having a public accuracy test down here on Monday, July 6th, which is just this next Monday coming up at 1:30, which is open to the public. That's it.
Shirley, thank you. I
It's okay.
apologize. I was
It's all right.
thinking your communications was your report,
all right.
and that's not right.
It's no big deal.
Anybody else have anything? Thank you, robotics team, for coming. I really appreciate the thought that you guys put into it. I truly do.
Thank you guys.
Anyone else for public comment? Robotics people, do you have anything else you'd like to say to council?
Not as of right now, no.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, we'll look forward to hearing more from you. Any agenda items you'd like to let Shirley know about for the next meeting? I'm sure that we'll come up with some before then. So, now, at 8:01 p.m., our meeting is adjourned.